And that kind of takes me into the next topic in the righteous NBA media. So I've been consuming a few basketball podcasts, and I find it so interesting when the members of the NBA media have such a issue with the NBA pressing forward and having a season, with the NBA having fans in games. You know, it's like, well, if you care about player safety and the safety of your players, then you wouldn't do this. Yeah, bro, it's a business though. Like, it's not a humanitarian 501c3. It's a for-profit business that has a bottom line that got gutted because of the pandemic and is getting, I don't say getting gutted again, but they're not making nearly as much money as they like to. No merchandise, no concession, very few seats, like why would we not do what we can to maximize the money and mitigate the risk of COVID? And just the NBA media is just acting like running a business is like the worst thing in the world. Have y'all seen any of that? And if so, how does it make you feel?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it is a business. I don't have an issue with them trying to push their product because they literally can't afford to take the season off. I will say, I mean, like some of the COVID protocols have been, a little spotty at best, which doesn't quite make sense. Like how, like how is KD going to get pulled? What was it, like halfway through a game, uh, after he's been on the court, with other, like, if you're going to do that, then the right thing to do would be shut down the game, right? So like I understand, like it doesn't look great all the time from the NBA's standpoint, with them enforcing the rules.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there, Blank. I just think the main backlash is coming from their rules have been inconsistent and they just haven't made sense. If you want to say we're gonna play, we have a bottom line. We need to try and meet that mark. I get that. Like, you can't just shut the business down. Like, as much as people want to say these players have so much money, these franchises so much, like, you can't just shut the business down. So if you're going to keep it going, they're trying to do it in as safe a way as possible. But then once you pull a player who's been in contact with every other player in that arena, you got to just let him play. So pulling someone during halftime and not pulling him before the game, I don't get. And they've just been spotty with how they wanted to implement the protocols. And it's looked bad for Silver, which to this point has been pretty spot on all his issues except for COVID, which, I mean, has been a cluster for every single league.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about the KD part, I don't know if y'all saw like James Harden's post game presser. He was like, yeah, I mean, he was around all of us, and the guy who KD was exposed to was apparently like a team employee who had been around, and he's like, bro, but KD passed 3 COVID tests. He's negative, and not to mention he also has antibodies because he was COVID positive in last year. So it's like, are we doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, or are we trying to give the optical illusion that we're doing the right thing while still trying to conduct business and make money?
Yeah,
I think the hard part with this is like they're both the right thing. Trying to make money is the right thing. Trying to keep players safe is the right thing. And you just got to kind of find a balance in between. And this whole thing is just, it's been nuts. So I think both ways are the right thing. I don't think there's a right way or a wrong way to go about this one.
So what are your thoughts on fans being able to sit courtside? Because I was listening to the real ones, I think it was yesterday or Monday, and Logan Murdoch was just pissed that there's fans sitting courtside. And honestly, he's the one who kind of inspired this topic because he just goes in on the NBA trying to do anything to make money and not have people sitting at home, where it's like, hey, everybody doesn't want to sit at home. Everyone's not in a position to sit at home. There are workers who rely on the NBA to make money, like stadium workers, concession workers. Like, those people need those opportunities to go make a coin. But then we have the courtside Karen situation, right? And everybody's like up in arms because she has her mask down. But do you think that the NBA should maybe move fans back or possibly, not have courtside seats?
I mean, as long as they're following like social distancing, like I don't see the issue. Like, you go to the grocery store, I'm sure, both of you have come in contact with, somebody within like the 6 feet distance limit. And like, it is what it is. Like, we're not like completely avoiding people, or at least I'm not. I'm sure some people are actually holed up in there wherever they live, but like I don't think it's like that big of an issue to have people courtside. Like I don't think you should have a full arena, or like maybe not every courtside seat full. Like if you can like socially distance, and like I honestly don't see the issue.
Yeah, even with the courtside care, and there's still pretty good separation between her and the players on the court, and even between her and the people that were sitting next to her, the other fans that were sitting courtside. So I don't see how that's any different than like two people going for a walk in their neighborhood. Neither have masks on. You see them, and you just walk to the other side of the street, or you just extend the distance between you two laterally on the sidewalk. Like she and LeBron, the players she was going at it with, were very far apart. If everybody's right about this 6 feet thing, even with her mask being down, didn't seem like there was any way she was going to give anything to any of the players on the court. So yeah, she should have had her mask on and up. But I don't think players mind the people being courtside if they keep their masks on. I personally don't mind. Keep your mask on. There's plenty of separation between you two. It's not that big a deal.
But it's the optics, man. And I think that's the part that gets me, that people can get on their high horse and talk about, oh, we shouldn't have fans here, or we shouldn't play this game, we shouldn't do that. But people are getting on planes every single day. People are going to the grocery store every single day. The essential workers are being exposed to thousands of people every single day just doing their job. Like McDonald's never closed, People going through the drive-through every day. None of the grocery stores I go to ever closed. People are going through there every single day, and you don't know the level of exposure that these people have had to other people. You don't know if they're walking around with COVID. The grocery store is not taking your temperature to go in. And is anybody really following the arrows on the aisles?
No, I hate those things.
But there is like a risk you have to take when going to things. I don't like you putting other people at risk. And the good thing is, like when you go to the grocery store, they mandate everyone has their masks on. So even if you want to be stupid and you're like, COVID isn't real, you still have to wear your mask. That way you don't give anything to anybody else. If you're going to go to this game, they're telling you like the players obviously aren't going to wear their masks. You wear yours. That way, even if you don't believe in COVID or you're not taking it seriously, you're not making the decision for somebody else. So she did put her mask down. She got kicked out, which I think was the right thing to do. I don't even care about her like arguing with LeBron. They said keep your mask on at all times. She didn't. She got kicked out of the arena. Like that simple. Once you put someone else at risk, like that's where I have a problem, and they handled it correctly. You risking it yourself, it's up to you. You're an adult.
What about my rights?
Yeah, she had a right to pull her mask down. She got her ass kicked out the arena. Like